Yo, I probably look like a floating head right now because it's dark out and I got a light on me, but I assure you, I'm at the lagoon or creek by my house. This week was a good week. Let's do a little recap. Azad is 13 weeks old now, and I've noticed three pretty awesome new things compared to last week. The first is he's just constantly talking. Like he was talking previously, but now he's just blabbing nonstop, like discovering new noises he can make, and trying to have conversations with me. Like he'll say something, pause, wait for me to say something, then I say something, then he says something back. It's pretty cool, and he's discovering his tongue. So like he's going yeah yeah like a lot, and he blabs like nonstop. He's a constant yapper. He gets that from me. Second thing is he's discovering his hands. Um, when newborns come out, they're just like flailing and shit everywhere because they don't really know that their limbs exist. But now like he's like looking at his hands and like understands that they are objects attached to him now, and he's starting to understand he can like coordinate them. So I've been like testing putting my finger up near him, and he'll like flail a little bit, but his flails are starting to coordinate towards my hand. Like he'll like flail a bit, and then he'll like kind of get to my hand, like he's trying to grab it, and then I let him grab it, which is pretty cool. The final thing is he gets like full body excited now. Um, when he sees me or sees his mom, he obviously gets like a big smile on his face, which usually happens around like 8 to 10 weeks. And now he doesn't only get like the big smile, but he also starts like flailing his arms. Like he'll be wide mouth, and then he'll see us and he'll go. And then now his arms start flailing too, like he's excited. So those are three new things, and being a dad is pretty blessed because you get to see these things develop kind of out of thin air. And obviously, my wife puts in a lot of work to make sure that he's in the right environment to develop all these things, but it's awesome to see them materialize as his like brain develops. It's pretty cool. And apparently, like the talking is the first signs of personality. Means he might be a blabbermouth as he gets older. So excited for that. Next is my health, and pretty big week. Hit some really big numbers on my bench, which has always been my worst lift. Doing more than body weight now, which I'm really happy about. And one thing I've noticed with health is you kind of just got to pick a single number to focus on every like 2 weeks to a month, and then just blindly follow that. Like if your goal is to lift more, then pick a single number and ignore all the other ones. And if your goal is to lose weight, pick a number there and ignore the other ones while doing it healthily. Because what's measured is what's improved. But if you try to measure everything, you'll improve nothing, right? Because you can't focus on all avenues at the same time. You have to focus on a clear, measurable goal where you also have clear relationship between your inputs and your outputs. So I know if I do something, that number will go up, or that number will go down, or that number will stay the same. And if you do that, then you could just follow the plan and be blind to everything else and not waste all your time, get 80% of the benefit. Whereas if you try to track everything, it's going to take over your life. You're just going to be in paralysis with a bunch of bullshit and probably not going to make the same type of progress against your goals. And this is something that applies to work too, right? Just pick a revenue number, or pick a like weekly active users number, or pick a like number of testimonials or whatever it is number, and just rinse and repeat for every week, and then recalibrate every 2 weeks to a month as your goals change. And the other thing is I'm trying to get my screen time down a lot. I just think that like short-term dopamine is really bad for you, and I've slipped up a lot over the last like 6 months. So I'm trying to get my screen time down again. I want it to be under an hour a day on average. I'm at like 2.5 hours right now, so got a while to go. I got this thing. It's called an XTE ink. It's like a little mini Kindle with like Kindle type of ink, and I could do nothing on it except for read. And it's pretty cool because first off, I don't have to drag around books, and it's easier to read while I'm holding a Zod because I don't have a physical book to flip through. But the other thing is when you have your phone in your pocket, you naturally like reach for the phone when you have idle time because it's like the quick dopamine hit. Now I've almost completely replaced that with reaching for this thing. And I also keep my phone in my backpack. So replace the bad habits with good habits, you know? Okay, that brings me to work. So in the name of goals, we actually missed our revenue goals over the last 2 weeks, but we hit our product goals. It's okay. I think we'll bounce back next week. Last week I came on here and talked a lot about like my anxieties and like the mental blocks I had. And I don't know, sometimes you just got to shut the fuck up and work, right? Like I shut up and I worked, and the anxieties went away because It just produced enough data where I didn't have to have the anxieties anymore. Starting the work is always the hardest part, right? Like once you're in motion, it's pretty easy to keep the thing in motion. But when you have like a mental block, sometimes it prevents you from doing that starting step because you start to overanalyze it. And no matter what situation you're in, when you start to overanalyze it, you're looking for things that are wrong, right? This is why I think self-help is a trap too, right? Or most self-help literature forces you to overanalyze at a resting state, which brings out things that you need to fix. And I think that's also the case a lot of the time with work. I mean, obviously, you have to know that you're directionally right. You obviously have to know that you're working on something that matters and is valuable. But after a point, I think you just got to shut up and get the work done. You can't get anywhere until you produce data. And taking an action will inherently produce data. And that data is what's going to solve your problems. Whereas if I'm sitting here on a fucking dock in a lagoon talking to myself about my anxieties, right? Like, while it's a good thing in a lot of ways, it also prevents me from taking the actions that solves it, right? I have some pretty structured goals for this week that I'm pretty excited to get to work on. I have to do my taxes too, which sucks. Sometimes you have too many ideas and you gotta see your other ideas through and get the data from those ideas and getting them into action before you just keep on developing new things, right? Sometimes making is like your area of comfort. Like you gravitate towards new things and new things and new things because like that's where you get your dopamine. That's where you're comfortable with. But you grow by being uncomfortable. So that's the mantra for this week is just execute on what exists. Don't get distracted. Peace.